The NNPC's Advanced Leadership Program, Class 102, has donated a borehole to the Sabo Ido community, a suburb of Abuja in the Federal Capital Territory FCT. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, the General Manager, Talent Management Department, NNPC, Mrs. Fatima Suraji Yakubu, described the gesture as a demonstration of true leadership on the part of the class members and a reflection of the values impacted in them by the NNPC. Commending the class on the gesture, she noted that the essence of leadership is service through problem solving.
Coming out to support this community, especially this one that is out of the way that nobody would have thought of, it's a very, very good thing. And I really commend them, and I'm really proud of them because they have shown that the values that they have been living in NNPC, they are translating it to the outside world, showing people that we care.
On his part, the president of the class, Mr. Suleiman, said they were motivated by the need to address one of the sustainable development goals, which is ensuring availability of water and sanitation for all.
We collectively took a decision to go by the saying of our company NNPC to touch the lives of many in different ways. So we looked at what is the basic things that communities require. So we were able to get this community clean drinking water.
The head of the community, Alhaji Yakubu Musa, who spoke in Hausa, commended NNPC and members of the class for the gesture.
So muna farin ciki sosai don bisa ga rayuwa mutum in ba ruwa to ba rayuwa, so mun gode inda kun ba mu ruwa.
They've really touched so many people's lives in positive ways.
They really touched my life in many positive ways.
The impression I got from NNPC after the competition is the fact that it's a good one and it should be encouraged.
NNPC is an organization that is sincerely, genuinely interested in improving the lives of young people in many positive ways through investing in their intellectual capacity, investing in their education.
NNPC, we touch your lives in many positive ways.
A pleasant evening to you on the feedback segment of the program. My name is Abigail Ojobo. The global oil and gas industry, like any other, has its own unique register. Over time, it has become quite prevalent to replace some of the more commonly used terms in the industry's technical and non-technical spheres with acronyms for ease of use. Most of these acronyms have evolved and taken center stage in formal and informal discussions. Some of these acronyms include BCF, BOPD, SCF, LNG, PMS, AGO, LPG, and a lot more. In today's edition, we are speaking to people on the streets of our nation's capital to see how many of these terms they can correctly identify. Please come along.
I know the DPK, the dual purpose kerosene that I used to use being at home, and I know the PMS, the petrol we use in our car.
Automotive gas oil, which is AGO, and we have the compressed natural gas, which is CNG, and lots more.
PMS, that is fuel, petrol, AGO, which is gas.
BOPD is a barrel of oil per day. PMS, premium motor spirit. AGO, automotive gas oil.
I think the most popular is the petrol, which is PMS, known as premium motor spirit. You have the AGO, automotive gas oil. You have the DPK, the dual purpose kerosene, also known as the kerosene.
Premium motor spirit, which is PMS.
Yeah, I know that one.
Diesel is AGO.
Liquefied petroleum gas is also known as cooking gas. LNG, liquefied natural gas. BBL, barrel of oil.
The PMS, which is the premium motor spirit, which is also known as the petrol, and then the AGO, which is the automotive gas oil, which is known as diesel, and then the DPK, which is known as the dual purpose kerosene, which is also known as normal kerosene that we use at home.
For general information, BCF is the abbreviation for billion cubic feet, usually used in stating gas volumes. BOPD is barrels of oil per day, and SCF or SCOF is standard cubic foot of natural gas. There are also some acronyms that are peculiar to the Nigerian oil and gas industry, such as AKK, which stands for the Ajaokuta, Kaduna, Kanu, a 614-kilometer long natural gas pipeline being constructed by the NNPC to transport natural gas from Ajaokuta in Kogi State to Kanu in Kanu State through several states and urban centers as part of the Trans-Nigeria Gas Pipeline projects. OB3. OB3 is the Obiafo Obricom Oben, a 48-inch 127-kilometer gas pipeline running from the Obiafo Obricom gas plant to the Oben node in Nigeria. And ELPS is the Escravos to Lagos pipeline system, a natural gas pipeline built in 1989 to supply gas from Escravos region of the Niger Delta area to Egbin Power Station near Lagos, Nigeria. This is the much time will allow us to take. Please stay tuned for other informative segments of the program.
Hello, glad to have you join us on this segment of the program. My name is Faith Olatobosu. Did you know that Nigeria, at the recently concluded Climate Change Summit in Glasgow, Scotland, committed to be carbon neutral by 2060? Did you know that becoming carbon neutral or net zero, as it is popularly referred to in the energy world, is the balancing between the amount of greenhouse gas emissions produced and those removed from the atmosphere in order to reduce global warming? Net zero allows for some emissions to be above zero as long as they are balanced out elsewhere to achieve net zero carbon emissions. For example, if a project consumes 250,000 British thermal units (kBTU) of electricity and 250,000 kBTU of natural gas, it will need to produce 500,000 kBTU of on-site renewable energy in order to achieve net zero. Did you know that science has shown that human production of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide determines the overall extent of global warming? Did you also know that reducing greenhouse gas emissions is key in preventing catastrophic climate change? Now you know. Keep watching. The program continues.
Hello and welcome to Global Crude Oil Outlook. Oil prices rose on Thursday, more than recouping the previous day's losses as investors adjusted positions ahead of an OPEC Plus decision over supply policy, but gains were capped amid fears the Omicron coronavirus variant will hurt fuel demand. Brent crude futures rose $1.24 or 1.8% to $70.11 per barrel, having eased 0.5% in the previous session. U.S. West Texas Intermediate WTI crude futures gained $1.13 or 1.7% to $66.70 per barrel after a 0.9% drop on Wednesday. Global oil prices have lost more than $10 a barrel since last Thursday when news of Omicron first shook investors. The Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies, together known as OPEC Plus, will likely decide on whether to release more oil into the market as previously planned or restrain supply. Since August, the group has been adding an additional 400,000 barrels per day of output to global supply each month as it gradually winds down record cuts agreed in 2020. Meanwhile, the Market Intelligence Department of NNPC's London office reported that oil prices climbed as some investors anticipate that OPEC Plus will decide to maintain the current supply levels in January to cushion any damage on demand from the Omicron spread. Fears over the impact of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus rose after the first case was reported in the United States, and Japan's central bank has warned of economic pain as countries respond with tighter containment measures. U.S. Deputy Energy Secretary David Turk said President Joe Biden's administration could adjust the timing of its planned release of strategic crude oil stockpiles if global energy prices drop substantially. Gains in oil markets on Thursday were capped as U.S. weekly inventory data showed U.S. crude stocks fell less than expected last week, while gasoline and distillate inventories rose much more than expected as demand weakened. Crude inventories fell by 910,000 barrels in the week to November 26, the Energy Information Administration said, compared with analyst expectations in a Reuters poll for a drop of 1.2 million barrels. And that's it on this segment of the program. I am Obigo Okolo.
That's the package. We hope you found it very delightsome. Quite a number of takeaways, as a matter of fact. First edition in December in the season of Yuletide. Brand new week. Make it positive. Bye.